Jai Sadgurudeo. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the weekly English Satsang organized by North America Institute of Vihangam Yoga. My name is Rituraj and I have joined this Satsang from Connecticut. Before I proceed further, I would like to offer my prayers to the lotus feet of Sadgurudeo. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Dev Maheshwara. Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. In the current times, our day-to-day life has become busy in fulfilling our physical and mental requirements and social responsibilities. In this fast-paced routine life, the requirements of the soul are often forgotten. So, first, I would like to congratulate each one of you for taking some time from your busy schedule to fulfill the requirements of your soul through satsang. Now, we are going to move on to the core segment of our satsang, spiritual discourse. This will be like a speaker initiating a conversation and providing some details around the topic, which will be followed by a dialogue where we can ask questions and talk to each other. It will help us understand the deep teachings of Vihangam Yoga better and feel more comfortable sharing them with others. If we all come together for our Sunday satsang, we can become a stronger and more confident community. Let's all be open to learning and inspiring each other. Our speaker today is Sudhanshuji. We are blessed to have him with us today, a guiding light from Pennsylvania. He has gracefully hosted countless spiritual gatherings for Vihangam Yoga and spread the wisdom of Vihangam Yoga across the nation. He is a dedicated follower of our Sadguru and inspires us with his selfless service and devotion and knowledge. We should also be thankful for his chance to learn about deep spiritual ideas. I respectfully ask Sudhanshuji to share his wisdom with us and talk on today's topic, Bhakti in Vihangam Yoga. Over to you, Sudhanshuji.
Thank you very much, Riturajji, for this opportunity of sharing few words on this topic. Before sharing my views, I would like to put my prayers in the lotus feet of Sadgurudeo. शरण शरण मैं शरण हूँ, हे गुरु बंदी छोड़, मोहे उबारो हे गुरु, यह सो बार निहो, अधीन वंदन करूं, केहि विधि की जैसे वार पार की गम नहीं, नमो नमो गुरुदेव. So today we all are here to discuss about one more topic in the spiritual arena, and this topic is very divine in itself. Actually, in the spiritual world, whatever we try to earn by reading the books, whatever we try to earn by practicing meditation, by performing seva, the end goal of all those effort is the today's topic, that is bhakti. So today we'll try to explore this topic. We'll try to understand what is bhakti, what Swamiji has says about it in Swarved and in his several spiritual discourses. We'll try to understand it in a brief today. So the word bhakti came from bhaj sevayam. What it means came from seva. The result of seva is bhakti. In present world, we are bit confused in two terms, that is karma and bhakti. So we perform the rituals, we perform certain activity, and we say that we are performing bhakti. Uh, Sometimes some people says that karma is bhakti. I'm doing my karma and karma is bhakti. So either by this saying or by uh, performing the shubha karma, performing some certain rituals, certain puja, sometimes we think that we are doing bhakti. But there is a basic difference between karma and bhakti. And what is the difference? The difference is, even if you are doing certain rituals, if you are performing certain karma kand, certain worship, which includes, you know, certain steps, what you are doing, it will, what it will give? It will give you certain good results, right? You will get something in return. And when you are getting that fruit from your karma, you are bounded to face it now. You have to receive the result of that karma. So, what is the meaning here? That the action what you are performing, that is giving you a bondage. Truly understood that it is a subha karma, you are getting a good result, you are getting something really good in your life. But even then, you have to be here to experience it. Chain is either of gold or of iron. Chain is chain. So the basic difference between bhakti and karma is karma give you the bondage and bhakti releases you from the bondage. So how you can understand that it is karma or it is bhakti? Or in other way, if I want to say, the term what we say that karma hi bhakti hai, that is not completely true, because the karma is giving you the bondage and bhakti is releasing you from the bondage. So a karma cannot be a bhakti. Bhakti is a different entity. In other words, when we try to understand it more deeply, whenever we perform any karma, what is our state? How we perform a karma? We perform a karma by, first of all, thinking about it, that what I have to achieve. Okay, I have to achieve this, to achieve this particular result, I have to perform certain set of tasks, and we go and execute those tasks. So what is happening? The entire activity we are performing to achieve certain result which we thought much before actually executing the karma. So we are entitled with it. We are not separated from the overall thought of the result. So that's why whatever we are performing, that is giving you bondage. Bhakti is not like that. Swamiji has mentioned in Swarved that bhakti happens when you are not with your physical, all the indriyas, when you are not with your mind. Till mind is there, there is no bhakti. We will go in deep on that as well. But the basic, what I'm trying to mention in the beginning, is the difference between karma and bhakti. So karma is a separate entity, bhakti is a separate entity. And why it is separate? It is separate from the very core of the the result what both produce. Karma gives you the bondage, bhakti gives you the freedom from it. There is no bondage in bhakti. Now let's go ahead and try to understand that how we can how you can get bhakti, how bhakti comes to your life. So when we come to this topic, as in the very beginning I mentioned that bhakti came from the word bhaj sevayam, which is from the meaning of that is seva. So what seva gives you? Seva gives you the knowledge. Seva gives you freedom from all kinds of impurities within you, freedom from your ego. And when ego goes away, what comes within you? Knowledge, the gyan. The ego is the enemy of your knowledge. Till ego is there, you will not be able to attain the true knowledge. So as soon as ego goes away from you, you start obtaining the gyan. And when you have the gyan, what is the outcome of gyan? The outcome of gyan is vairagya. So why the outcome of gyan is vairagya? In Swarved as well, Swamiji said that when you will have the gyan of Brahmavidya, vairagya is the next thing which will happen to you. Why? Because then you will understand that where you are attached nowadays, that is that does not worth your presence there. What is the meaning of vairagya? Separation from the rag is vairagya. And what is rag? Rag is attachment towards the worldly pleasure, right? So we are attached toward the worldly pleasure, and when you attain the jnana, then you understand that all these worldly pleasures are not the purpose of your life, and then you go away from it. That's called vairagya. In Swarved, Swamiji has explained vairagya in a very detailed manner. He differentiated between para vairagya, apara vairagya, what are the basic difference between those. And then further, Swamiji mentioned that when vairagya happens, then what happened to you? It brings the qualities within you, the qualities which is the base for the bhakti. It brings the true devotion. It brings daya. It brings kshama. All those qualities within you. And when all those qualities comes within you, then you become the true devotee. Devotee of whom? Devotee of that entity who will give you the bhakti. Bhakti never happens to you by yourself. Till we have that uh, feeling or that kind of understanding that I can achieve bhakti by myself, you are not going to achieve it. Until unless you dissolve yourself, bhakti is not there. So, when you have a devotion in the feet of Master, who is the giver of bhakti, then he gives bhakti to you. In Swarved, what Swamiji has written, Maya lok छुड़ाय कर चेतन लोक निवास Sadguru ताको जानिए bhakti mukti jahi paas. So Sadguru is the entity, eternal entity, who is the giver of bhakti. And when you have a true devotion on his lotus feet, then he gives you the bhakti. And when he gives you the bhakti, then you are fully indulged in Supreme Lord, who is Satchidanand. And then the bhakti happens. There is no karma in bhakti. What Swamiji has mentioned about bhakti, Vartman Swamiji has said, भक्ति भगवान की बहुत बारीक है शीस सौंपे बिनु भक्ति नहीं. So until unless you are doing complete surrender, there is no bhakti. भक्ति भगवान की बहुत बारीक है शीस सौंपे बिनु भक्ति नाही. होय अवधूत आस तन की तजय जियता मरहि सोई भक्ति पाई. नाचना कूदना ताल को पीटना डांडी व खेल की भक्ति नाही. रैन बिन धार निर्धार लागी रहे कहें मुनिंद्र तब भक्ति पाही. So here Swamiji has explained very beautifully that whatever act we are performing externally, that could be the initial steps in this journey, but that is not the true bhakti. That is the indication that we are going in the righteous path. But when we will achieve it, it's not something which is visible from outside. It is something which is happening within ourselves. And the only prerequisite is there is no I in bhakti. जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं अब हरि है मैं नाही प्रेम गली अति साकरी तामे दो न समाय. So whenever we talk about complete devotion as the key of bhakti, it means is completely dissolving yourself. Completely dissolving yourself means there should not be ego for anything. We we all have read Gita. Many of us who joined in this session, they are great scholar of Bhagavad Gita. They read it many times, so many explanations of it. We all know in Gita there is a discussion between Arjun and Lord Krishna. So about this complete surrender, there are so many incidents there which gives us an understanding that whatever feeling within ourselves that I am the one who's doing the things, that is totally wrong. And the moment you understand it, that ego will go away. We have heard in Gita that in one of the plays, Arjuna is saying to Lord Sri Krishna that I understand whatever you are trying to explain me, but I have to do it myself. I have to kill my family members, and then only I will win the war. So when Arjun is saying this, at that moment, he has the he has the feeling of doer, that I'm the one who is going to do this. I'm the one who have to perform this. Then this will happen. Then what Lord Sri Krishna is saying at that moment? He is saying that Arjun, this war has been already fought. Those persons whom you are mentioning has been already killed. तुम बस एक माध्यम हो. So when you understand it, or when you try to understand it more deeper way, it gives you a clear idea that whatever kind of ego is within ourselves, that I am doing something, or forget about I am doing something, I am something, that all is just false thinking. And the moment we realize it, then complete surrender happens. And when you surrender yourself, then only you will get bhakti. From whom? From that entity who's the giver of it. So the prerequisite is complete surrender. We saw it in Mahabharata. Similarly, we have heard so many sansmaran in our Vihangam Yoga as well, that when there is no doubt, when there is complete surrender, you will get everything in the spiritual world. In previous satsang as well, I have shared one sansmaran of which I read in one of the book of Adarsh Shishya. On that book, Sadguru Sadasal Maharaj has said that in Jhusi ashram, at that time, uh, that entire place was a big forest, and there was just one kutia where Swamiji used to live with his few shishya. So there were three shishya there at that moment. Two were the old shishya, and one has recently joined the uh, Sadgurudeo, the Vihangam Yoga sadhana. He had recently joined just a couple of weeks ago. So one night, Sadgurudev has said that go and bring some water from the Ganga, which was just next to the ashram. So two of the Shishya, who was very old in Vihangam Yoga, they said that it's midnight and this forest is so wild. It's not good to go there. I don't know if I'll see some animals and all. So they ignored the Adesh. And the new Shishya, he was fully devoted. He had a thought that it's the Adesh of my master. I have to fulfill it. He just took the bowl, the lota, and he went towards the river. Even there, Sadgurudev has took his pariksha, his exam. What he's seeing there when he reached to the bank of river, that the level of water is too below, that he cannot even get the water from the bank. The river is flowing too low from the base level from where he is standing. He don't know how to swim, but he is following the order of his master. He has faith on his master that I came to follow the adesh of my master. So my task is only to do the follow the adesh. My task is not to think about what will happen next and what will not happen next, how this thing will happen or not. That's the job of master. My job is just to execute it. He just jumped on the river. He filled the pot with water. And when he filled the pot, what he is seeing that the level of water is just next to the bank. He came out, he came back to the ashram. And what happened at that moment? Swamiji has just asked him to sit in front of him and gave him the knowledge of Panchabhumi. So, what is the overall intent here? To say that to receive a bhakti, what he received as a result, what is the basic prerequisite? Complete surrender. What he has that quality. He was so surrendered that it was not even his duty to think about that what will happen if I follow the particular adesh of my guru. What will happen? That's the job of guru. That's not my job. That kind of devotion he had. And that kind of devotion is needed in spiritual world. Swamiji has mentioned in Swarved, भक्ति के रंग सुरंग है तन मन फूल गुलाब भीतर बाहर भीनई सुख शांति मय आब सुरति निरंतर शब्द में लगन मगन रह जोए और दृश्य भाषे नहीं भक्ति कहावे सोए. So bhakti is a very deep spiritual topic, as well as bhakti is the ultimate goal what we all have to achieve in this path. So whatever is our state right now, we are in the path of achieving bhakti. We have not achieved yet. And what are our barriers? Which we understand in this discussion so far. Our barrier is ourself. We ourselves are our barrier. Why? Because we have that aham, I am something. Like Arjun had that barrier in the beginning. I have to fight this war. I have to kill everyone. I have to do this. And Lord Krishna is saying, this has been already fought. You are not, you are doing nothing. You are just the madhyam through which this will happen. I will do this through you. You are not doing anything. Similarly, we all have that subtle ego within us. I'm very knowledgeable. I am very powerful. I'm very rich. I'm this, I'm that. The moment this I am this will go away from us, then we will, I'm not saying that you will achieve bhakti, but you will be one step closer towards it. The more subtle you become, the more closer you go. Swamiji has mentioned that bhakti is the one which free you from all the tap, all the three tap. And why it does that? Because you yourself is not there at that moment. So you will not experience it. You are not performing any karma. Why Traitap is not there? Because when you are in bhakti, you are not performing karma. When you are not performing karma, there is no tap. So bhakti is a ultimate thing which we all have to achieve in our spiritual journey. And the one who achieve the bhakti, what we call them? We call them bhakt. So nowadays, in in a lighter zone, we always say everyone that we all are bhakt. So we bhakta in the current world, bhakta are the one who is in the path of attaining the bhakti. Even in Swarved, Swamiji has mentioned there are different types of bhakt. Swamiji mentioned, I think, four types of bhakt. There is Arth Bhakt. Arth Bhakt is the Bhakt who is always praying the Supreme Lord that make me free from all these worldly tap. There are so many issues in my life. I am stuck here. You are the source of happiness. Please free me from all these worries. That is the Arth Bhakt who is asking the Almighty, who is asking the Master to free him from all those uh, pain, what he is facing in his life. The other type of bhakti is Jigyasu Bhakta, the one who has the curiosity within himself. He wants to know the jnana of Vihangam Yoga. So he is the Jigyasu Bhakta who have Jigyasa, and to fulfill his Jigyasa, what he is doing seva, he is doing sadhana, he is doing satsang, and he is getting those qualities within himself, so he will become eligible to understand that gyan, the knowledge. So he is the Jigyasu Bhakta. So one is Artha Bhakta, another is Jigyasu Bhakta. Then a third type of bhakti is Artharthi Bhakta. Artharthi Bhakta means the one who is seeking the the earth to perform certain good things in this world, who want the upliftment of the society, and he is seeking this from the Almighty that Prabhu, you have everything. Everything belongs to you. I want to use it to uplift this society. So he is the Artharthi Bhakta. And then at the end, the fourth is the Jnani Bhakta. Jnani Bhakta is the, Swamiji has mentioned, is the Sarvasreshta Bhakta. So Jnani Bhakta is the Bhakta who don't want anything. The one who is uplifted from all these worldly things. He don't need anything. He has the Jnana within himself. He is fully surrendered, fully devoted. So in Swarved, you will see a very detailed explanation of bhakti, very detailed explanation of gyan, very detailed explanation of surrender. And in this session, it is very, uh, we cannot even cover a 1% what is mentioned there, what Sadgurudeo has explained to us. But if in core we try to understand, we are getting that seva is the key which will give you the quality of surrendering yourself. Why? Because when we will perform seva, it will remove ego from us. And when ego will go, then the prem will appear. And when prem will appear, we will surrender ourselves. And when we will surrender ourselves, then bhakti will come to your life. So by this, I'm just trying to concluding this topic that what is the sequence, what I am understanding while reading this spiritual scripture, what Sadgurudeo has written, as well as by hearing all the spiritual discourse of Sadgurudeo. By this, I would like to conclude today's topic. If there is any mistake, that will be my own understanding, so I'll be sorry about that. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And back to you, Ritaraji. बोलिए सदगुरुदेव की जय.
Okay. I really want to thank Sudhanshuji for his excellent guidance and teaching on this subject. His knowledge and hard work are helping us understand things little by little and making us feel more able to share this important knowledge with others. I would like to request that if anyone has any question or would like to share anything around this narrative on the same line, if you want to come forward, please feel free to shoot your questions or share your narratives. The floor is open.
जी जय सदगुरुदेव. Good morning. And
Yes, Abhinandanji.
जी, thank you so much, Sudhanshu ji, for the discourse. Based on some of my listening also, Satsang. Satsang is so important that is where the it basically, the knowledge of Bhakti even comes. And that's where the seva and dissolution of the ego and emergence of prem. And one other thing is that the prem and love are very different. The prem, for the prem to arise, based on my learning, is we have to listen to a lot of sansmarans. And because the bairag happens naturally, that is something which we cannot force it. In spite of acquiring a lot of knowledge, the prem has to arise, because when we begin to love a certain object, only then the detachment from another object begins to happen. So from that perspective, the gyan, when the gyan happens, and then when the seeking continues, then then as part of the seeking, the sansmaran comes. Listening to Mahapurush life comes. Why they did the penance, how long, and for what. There was no self enhancement involved there, and why they come, and all of these kind of things. When we begin to listen to all of that, and all the Bhagavan Ram, Bhagavan Krishna, their Leela, all of these things, when begin to, so that has to begin to reverberate. So I think that Swadhyay has to probably continue, and then the bhakt begins to, then the prem begins to arise with that particular tattva. So when we latch onto that tattva, then one doesn't even have to work too hard for the vairagya, looks like. And then so I think that's what Swamiji also says a lot in the Amritwani, that ye ढांचा को नहीं देखना है, इस ढांचे में जो तत्व चल रहा है उसे हमें latch on karna hai. So I think so just wanted to share that, just to put a little bit more color onto what Sudhanshu ji just talked about Bhakti. And so Bhakti is definitely and the Bhakti will begin from the Satsang, and the Satsang so that's why in a lot of the in our culture there's a lot of focus on the Satsang, but not from anybody, not from us. It has to happen from people who are first order connected to a God realized saint, or directly from the God realized saint. So that is because उसमें है कि सच्चा वाला सत होना चाहिए और सच्चा वाला संग होना चाहिए. ये नहीं कि झूठा वाला सत और झूठा वाला संग, या multiple combinations of that. So that becomes the satsang. So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of throw that out. And these are again because I listened to these Mahapurush, and these days it's very much easier. And when we listen to the Mahapurush, we must never have this thought in our mind that why am I listening to another? Because remember, the tattva is the same. And even though we pick on a sadhana of one guru, but the guru is char achar jagat mein, he's omniscience, he's omnipresent everywhere. So so when we begin to do bhakti from that mindset, then you begin to see that there is no sunshine anymore, and then hopefully that helps in the path of the bhakti. Okay, thank you.
Jai Sadgurudeo Britraji, I have a quick question for Sudhanshu ji. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Sudhanshu ji, for your discussion. So, Sudhanshu ji, I have this question. So, while like working with different variety of people, for an example, like we are working at office or running a business or whatever we are doing professionally or personally, we get to meet with many types of people, and while dealing with them, whether it is professionally or personally, like we face some kind of not I wouldn't say that is argument, but while you work with them so deeply, you face some kind of problem at that time. And since we are part of Vihangam Yoga, and fortunately we have at least very little understanding of life, and how to deal with deal with different type of people. So we know, irrespective of any situation, we have to deal with forgiveness, compassion, love, and we have to have the boundary so that we can get our work done. But at the same time, the situation is the situation whatever we are facing, that is going to be managed in a very professional and in a very smooth way. But at the same time, like in my personal experience, currently in my recent work, what I'm facing, of course, like the way I used to handle things, that has been improved a lot due to Swamiji's kripa. But at the same time, like my reaction time, suppose earlier I used to take like 1 hour, now maybe it is 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So how come so I would say, what is the way it can get reduced to very minimal reaction time, like 1 minute or 2 minutes? And though I know I have to forgive, I should have the love, compassion, and maybe I have the basic understanding that, yeah, like the person is belonging to this phase of life, and he or she doesn't have that much depth. And the way whatever he or she is doing, maybe if I were in his or her place, I would have done the same thing. But my question is that, how can I be centered as soon as possible, so that I can focus for my next important task? So that's what I had to ask you, Sudhanshu ji. Thank you so much.
Ji, thank you very much, Deepti ji, for this question. Actually, this is the story of all of us. We are facing this in our life, everyone's story. And I have a perspective that, you know, uh, in this world, there are so many peoples, everyone have different set of mind, and, you know, there are endless scenarios if you start thinking that how to, handle that scenario. So if we will start going and controlling outside world, then how many things you will be able to control? 5, 10, 50, 100,000 scenarios. But still, it's just like a droplet of the ocean. Uh, what my understanding is, uh, control the controllables. What it means is, I cannot control the external world. I cannot control how they will react, how they will behave, and what will be their thought process on certain event. But what we can control, or what we can align, is what will be my response to this, right? So our most of the energy is getting waste in putting effort on how I control someone to react in a certain way on certain things, right? Which is totally out of our scope. And we are uh, knowingly, unknowingly wasting our energy on that. So the moment we will be able to differentiate that what is in my control, what is not in my control, then first of all, we will be very wisely stop wasting our effort, our energy, our potential on those things which is not in our control. So that understanding is the very base thing which I feel. And then second part, once you know that what is in your control, then we start working on how to control it in a better way, right? Then we start working on ourselves. And as you mentioned in Vihangam Yoga, whatever we are practicing in the level 1 meditation, what we all do is we are actually aligning ourselves to perform better in every area of our life, either it is spiritual or your work life or your personal life, wherever it is, right? So that you are already doing, we are already in the path. Only thing we have to think about it, just how to separate what is in my control, what is not in my control. And if something is not in my control, that's not my duty to do. That's what Swamiji has mentioned in Swarved as well, that you can do everything. There is nothing in this world which cannot be done by you. But if something which is not in your control, then leave it to the master, leave it to the Supreme Lord. That's on their hand, that's not in our hand. So that's how I try to deal it. I always try to understand what is in my control. If this is in my control, my behavior is in my control. How others are reacting, that is not. So that's not my job to think. And it helps me at certain extent. That's what I'm sharing with you. If someone else has some better version, definitely please share it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Deepti.
Thank you so much, Sudhanshuji.
Sudhanshuji, you explained it very well, the difference between bhakti and karma. And karma creates bondage, and bhakti liberates us. Somewhere I read in Swarved, uh, bhakti is totally different as defined in Swarved. Uh, it happens, it's a matter of experience. Surti se sursi ka anubhav hota hai. That's when the bhakti happens. It's a matter of leaving the mind behind, and we get engrossed with our own consciousness. That's a true bhakti. Uh, so, what is the difference between the bhakti as defined uh, in Swarved and bhakti defined in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna? Thank you.
Ji, thank you very much, Hasmukh. You rightly concluded what I mentioned, and you rightly said that in Swarved, Swamiji mentioned that when bhakti is not the subject of our the physical organs, the uh, even the mind. So where the mind is not present, then the bhakti will happen. And even if you read Gita, uh, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has mentioned there the similar thing. Even as I mentioned, some people said that karma hi bhakti hai, karma hi puja hai. So they try to refer it from Gita, but they miss the part where Lord Sri Krishna is talking about what kind of karma is puja, what kind of karma is bhakti. Then, when you will go deeper, you will understand he is pointing towards Nishkam karma, right? What is the Nishkam karma and what is the level, what is the status of a soul at which he will perform the Nishkam Karma, then we will understand that is also happening when your mind is not with you, your consciousness is not in the world, then only that can be performed, right? So even in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna has either through Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga, from whatever aspect you try to understand it, he is mentioning that it happens when there is no self. And when that happens, when you are not involved in the prakriti, when your mind is not involved with you. Like if I talk about these two things, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So in Karma Yoga, he mentioned about Niskam Karma, right? You do your karma without attaching yourself to its result. But in the physical world, it is not possible if you are doing it in the presence of your mind. Because how mind works, that it allows you to execute a task only when in the beginning you have a result in your mind, right? When you think about a result, okay, I want to do this. To do this, I have to perform this action, and you go and perform that action, right? So that's how mind works. So that is totally opposite of Niskam Karma. That is Sakam Karma. And when we go for Niskam Karma, that time the result itself is not in the picture. You are doing it the without the wish of that result. You are doing it in the kartavya bhava, without attaching yourself towards the result. So that's the karma yoga. Even when you go for the bhakti yoga, Lord Sri Krishna talks about complete surrender. And when he talks about complete surrender happens when your mind is not there. Just a few minutes before, Niranjanji was mentioning about uh, that how the detachment will come into your life, vairagya will come into your life, and that's the pre-step of bhakti. So until unless mind is there, vairagya is not there. So in Swarved, what Swamiji has mentioned, mana क्षणिक वैरागले चढ़े उतुंग आकाश तुरत राग में गिरत है सद्गुण जीव विनाश. So if a vairagya is there in the presence of mind, in the absence of jnana, then that is temporary vairagya. That vairagya will not give you bhakti. Why? Because that is happening temporarily in the absence of jnana. You are still attached in the raga of this worldly pleasure, but because of temporary dukha, you feel detached. So that detachment is because of dukha at the level of mind, and that detachment is temporary. But when the detachment will happen at the level of jnana, at the level of knowledge, then that is permanent. Why? Because mind is not there. And then at that stage, bhakti will happen. So even in Bhakti Marg, Lord Krishna talks about that also happens when mind is not there. So both Bhagavad Gita and Surved is talking the same thing, that bhakti only happens where your uh, indriyas are not there, where your mind is not there. It is happening at the true self state, when conscious soul has a true love towards the conscious supreme soul. So at that moment, bhakti happens. That's what I have understood from both Bhagavad Gita and Swarved. Thank you very much, and back to you.
So, what is the significance of rituals then? Ritual happens when we have something in mind. We have to go to beyond rituals to meditation, where there is a bhavana, there is a feeling for being with your own self, which would be consciousness. That bhava is very important. And what happens during rituals then?
These are really very much important to attain that state. See, the point is, we are talking about the state where mind is not there, where we are in our true self, the in the Shuddha Roop of Atma, right? We are talking about that where bhakti will happen. But the point is, what is our current status, right? And so currently we are in this Prakriti, we are bounded with all the Trayatap, mind is there, all our physical organs are there, and we are executing at the level of mind, right? So from this level to that level, the journey is going through these rituals. These rituals are actually helping us to go there. Uh, in our one of the session, we had talked about different type of karmas. So we talked about uh, akarma, vikarma, and the karma what we perform. So all the rituals come under vikarma. These are the vishesh karma, the special karma, and it helps us to go from sadharan karma to akarma. So sadharan karma is the karma what we perform under the influence of mind and it produce the result. Akarma is the karma which we are performing in the Jivan Mukt state where we are not attached towards the result, right? It is not creating any bondage. And the journey from sadharan karma to akarma is via vikarma. And vikarma is all these things what we are performing in this state and these actions slowly uplifting us, slowly removing all the impurities within us, so slowly bringing all those good qualities which are the prerequisite to attain that level. We need the Shraddha, Astikta, Daya, Kshama, all these qualities within us. And these all qualities will come through these vikarma, what we are performing in our day to day life. So it has the importance for our transformation. This is definitely not the end, but this is very important and very critical. Why? Because this is the journey. That's what my understanding, Hasmukh. Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing I would like to add, Hasmukhji, the rituals, uh, uh, they are called rituals as long as we are following the processes given to us through our family lineage. That is one, and we just dad says to do this, and I'm just doing it. So that literally is a lot of ritual. But when that person becomes curious that why I am doing this, I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and he was able to pursue that path, and then he understood it. Now that same ritual has become yagya for him. And also, once it has become yagya, and then that is also become like a sankalpa for him. It's like a resolution that, wow, that now I'm going to understand another one. And another purpose for, let's say, the Tirth Dham, which is also part of the same ritual, actually. Ganga Snan, Kumbh Snan, Vagara Vagara, all these things. So they were also part of the same thing. So like 600 million people took a bath in the Kumbh, but how many of them did yagya? And how many of them did that snan, and then it changed them forever for the rest of their lives? Probably very small percentage. The bulk of them, they did the elephant bath, is what they call. Mahapurush says that actually, where the elephant takes a beautiful bath and then he goes and takes the raj and spills it all over the body. So the purpose for the yagya and all the ritual is there's a transformation going from ritual to yagya, and then purification of the person for the remainder of his life. If he did not do that, then it was neither yagya nor ritual. It was a elephant bath. And so just wanted to kind of share that. And one other thing I wanted to respond for Dipti ji's question about the modern day workplace, right? remember that we do have to be given that we are the satsangs, and not everybody at our workplace has the access to that kind of knowledge or has the curiosity. So that is where the mismatch begins to take place, because the people who have immersed themselves into the satsang and they have transformed themselves in the bhakti mark, they will definitely be not exactly the same. For them, the workplace may not be exactly the same, but there are certain guidelines, like Sudhanshu was saying from the Bhagavad Gita, that focus on your actions, what you can control, and have a Bhagavad Bhav in everybody. So that way we are never getting angry at anybody. We are never envying at somebody else's success. And we are never being greedy like the way they are being. So those kind of things we can still maintain. And we will not be, our actions will not be dictated by our egos, rather by our competence. So when we focus just on our competence and our actions, while being aware of these things, then I think it is not even a matter of response time. Because a lot of times when I'm having this heated discussion with somebody who's senior to me, right, and I don't have an answer, what I do is I say, yes, I'm thinking about it. You just receive, you just tolerate. And that's what happens because of the bhakt, that he's able to tolerate that without changing your inner state. Now you know that you are actually on the bhakti path. It should not, and they will eventually see that. Everybody will see that. Because what the other people are pursuing is just two things: wealth and fame. That's about it. But you are not pursuing just those two, but it's your inner transformation. They don't have to be aware of that. They only have to be aware that this person is good at this particular thing, he's great at it, and he's holding on to it, and he doesn't want to become slave of somebody else, which is another requirement, that if you become enslaved to somebody, you'll have better promotions, you'll have better, whatever, right? And but enslavement, you are enslavement for your actions, for the higher purpose, that whatever your actions are, it is contributing to continue the good balance in this samsara. So I think these kind of bhav, when we keep in ourselves, then we will never be uh, sad in whatever kind of interactions are there. We will always be constantly contemplating. That is why it is said in a lot of our scriptures and also Mahapurush that the sumiran is very, very important. So where your mind dwells, your intellect should be inside the samsara, your competence, your intellect. But your man and chit has to dwell either on satsang or sansmaran or sumira or shravanam. That's where the Navadha Bhakti also. So now you can see that how beautifully this whole thing connects with each other. And we just have to continue, we just have to kind of test drive it every single day. So just wanted to share that thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Niranjanji. So, looking at the time, I would like to stop the discussion here and just summarize. So, with today's topic, the discussion over the Bhakti in Vihangam Yoga, we went through the various small elements that plays important role in our life, how we transition from like karma to bhakti, like karma, vikarma, akarma, how we take the path of vikarma to reach from karma to akarma, the various differences in like rituals and the puja, how the elephant path helps us transition from like many people get stuck at the elephant path, but how the transition, the curiosity of people help us transition from performing just rituals to yajna and the various types of the bhakts that we have, especially we should focus on the Artha Arti and the Gyan Bhakti, and how the karma keeps us tied in this world. It keeps us tied with the bondage, and then the bhakti helps us release or liberate from the bondage. So, yeah, with that, I would like to give a big thank to everyone who joined in this discussion and took part in the session. Your excitement and thoughtful questions really made this a great experience for all of us. Heartfelt thanks to all the participants who actively engaged in this discussion. We have reached to the last phase of today's satsang. I request everyone to sit down for Shanti Part. In Shanti Part, we chant for the peace of everyone in this universe. May Sadgurudeo bless entire cosmos with peace, love, and prosperity. I would like to request Neha ji to recite the last few lines of Shanti Part for us. Over to you, Neha ji.
Thank you, Rituraj ji. हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांतिमय शांति, शांति शांति जन शांति हो, पूर्ण शांतिमय शांति। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर, दूर हो सर्व शांति, देव सदा फल शांतिमय, शांति शांति सुख शांति। Thank you. Jai Sadgurudeo.
So yeah, with this we conclude today's satsang. I would like to thank all of you, especially Sulvaji, Sudhanshuji, Niranjan ji, Dipti ji, Hasmukh Patel ji, and Neha ji for their seva and active engagement in this session, and for the team behind this for organizing and coordinating this satsang. I pray to Sadgurudeo for peaceful and spiritual week ahead for all of us. See you all next Sunday at 9 a.m. On the same Zoom session. Have a wonderful day and week ahead. Jai Sadgurudeo.